What's going on, guys? Skylord Studios 005 back here again. And today we have a large Hasbro, I guess, kind of haul review. These are some bays I just haven't done reviews for yet. Haven't had the time to, so now I'm going to take the time and catch up with them. We have 5 bays to review today. We have 2 2-packs and a starter. So yeah, you guys saw the Roar Tyranno video. In case you haven't, make sure you go and check that out where we reviewed Wave 2's Roar Tyranno. So, yep. But today, we will be reviewing 3 bays. I'm going to go from least interesting to probably most interesting. But I am going to start off with the 2-packs and then do the starter last, because the starter is the most recent one. So, starting off, we have the Iron Man and Thanos 2-pack. I got this like about a week or 2 ago. But this comes with Thanos 460 point, which is a retooling of Lance Knight. This comes with Iron Man 480 ball, which is a retooling of Helm Knight. So yeah. Honestly, the ratchet looks really cool on this one. I like the ball bit. This was the very first way you could get point for Hasbro. So this is nice. In the app, it only lets you scan them to do points in the app, but there you go. There's Thanos' QR code. Thanos is a nice clear and purple, or clear purple and clear gold, which honestly looks really nice. I'm not a big fan of Thanos' ratchet, where it's like brown and blue, but it does come with point, which is always a good bit to have. Point is basically a semi-flat, so basically, if you launch it flat, it's going to spin on the ball and just be defensive. However, if it gets angled, it's going to go around and attack. Next up, we have Iron Man. So fun fact, the little prongs are like little arc reactors, so that's pretty nice. 480 is okay. It's not a great ratchet, but considering what we've got for Hasbro, it's pretty nice. And then we have Ball, which is basically just going to stand in the middle and deflect attacks. So this is basically a mix of both Night Shield and Helm Knight and Arrow Wizard. Sorry, I accidentally used the TT names, guys. But you can see when I say retooling, because I don't have Lance Knight yet. Yeah, Lance Knight. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it wasn't Lance Knight. There's the retooling. You can see they're very similar. Just different parts. So, yeah. Let's do a test launch with Iron Man. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Again, just kind of stays in the middle because it has the ball bit. Then let's get a launch with Thanos. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Yeah. Again, you can kind of go aggressive and defensive. So let's do Iron Man versus Thanos. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Now they did make another Marvel collab pack, which was Spider-Man and Venom. First priority burst finish for Thanos, giving him 2 points. But I chose this pack just because I personally like Iron Man better. Probably my favorite superhero. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Iron Man. That is 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 2, 2. Iron Man. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. See? That is 3, 2 for Iron Man. Oops. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Gotta redo that. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. That is 3. I believe that's 6-2 total, and Iron Man does win. So yeah, honestly, these don't really weigh that much more or less than the originals. So, I mean, if you like Marvel and you don't have any other bays, because these are kind of pricey, they're about $25, and they do come with 2 launchers, but they are proto launchers. So, if you like Marvel and you don't have any bays yet, and this is like where you're starting and you're like a really big Marvel fan, I would recommend these. But if you have other bays, I would honestly skip these just because it's basically just remolded and reused parts. That we have both Lance Knight and Claw Leon for Hasbro. Point comes on Claw Leon, the Lance Knight blade. We already had this. All you needed was Helm Knight and Wizard Rod to make this. Or not Wizard Rod. Arrow Wizard. But yeah, I will say they're a fun little gimmick, honestly. But yeah, so moving on. Next up, we have Yell Kong and Helm Knight, the Wave 2 2-pack. We're going to take a look at Yell Knight first just because it's less interesting. Or Helm Knight. Helm Knight comes on tapered and 580. 580 was originally on Tail Viper. Honestly, it comes on this nice purple and clear 580. And tapered is very similar to Tusk Mammoths, but it's slightly more purple. And boom, there's a QR code. Go ahead and scan it now that the app's updated. Helm Knight, again, very defensive, very good for stamina for what we have right now. This combo overall is just kind of meh. I think tapered's too aggressive for Helm Knight, but I can see it working somehow. This originated in the Drawn Dagger deck set from the Takara Tomy side. It also came with this green Heel Shark that you guys remember from earlier. This also originated from that set. And all 3 of them came with dagger drawn from Takara Tomy's part. This came with, I believe, Knife Shinobi. This came in the Stadium set, and this came in the 2-pack. So if you want to get the whole deck set, it's going to be more than the TT one. But if you're literally just looking for dagger drawn, it's just going to be in the Stadium. So it's more accessible, I feel, that way. Also, I think TT did like dagger drawn's considered rare, or drawn daggers considered rare in TT, because I think they did like the first wave and then they produced very few after that. So yeah. And then next up is Yell Kong. Yell Kong is a retooling of Gale Wyvern. You can see with like the way the blade is shaped, it's very thin. If we look at Helm Knight, it's very, very thin blade. This gap right here I don't know about because it might get killed with that gap. 360 is a really good ratchet, very meta ratchet. And then Gearball is Gearball. It can work. Sometimes you just gotta know how to use it. In my opinion, it's the best stamina bit we have out yet, but the self-KO risk is not worth the reward, in my opinion. But Yell Kong does look really nice. You got the focus on there. By the way, this is on the new camera, so I really hope you guys like this. Nice focused shot of it. You can kind of see the Kong faces on there. You can see like the holes with like the fists. So let me really quickly go get my TT Wyvern Gale, so you guys can see. Somewhere in here. Aha. So this right here is my TT Wyvern Gale. And comparing it, you can see very similar shapes. This blade is thicker, so yeah. I think it would be about here, question mark. Okay, so it'd be about here. This would be how it would line up. So you see how the gap is bigger here than it is here. However, it doesn't come on 580. 580 is more burst prone than 360, so honestly, you don't really know. So we're going to put these two against each other, and then we'll throw Helm Knight against probably the other Helm Knight. But yeah, 3, 2, 1, go shoot! TT Wyvern Gale. Yell Kong. Again, that's self-KO risk. Home finish, 1 point. 3, 2, 1, go shoot! 3, 2, 1, shoot! That is a 3-point KO. So Wyvern Gale does win. Also, in another 2-pack from Wave 2, I don't know. My stores don't have it yet. But Gale Wyvern, aka the Hasbro version of this, is in a 2-pack from Wave 2. Whenever I get it in, I will review it. But I have not seen it anywhere. So, yeah. But Yao Kong does lose. I think it's just because the blade is so thin that it can't really make that much contact. So, well, yes, it's better for defense because it can't make as much contact versus like a thicker blade like this. However, since it's so thin, it doesn't have the weight and kind of gives it that burst risk. But, yeah. Overall, I would say still this is probably a worthwhile pickup because you get some decent parts for combo building, and then you get Yao Kong, which, if you don't like the gold Viper tail, or Tail Viper, which comes on 380 high needle, then you can get this pack. You don't have 360 yet. Gear Ball still a decent part. I'd say it's a decent pickup overall. Not the best in Wave 2, but certainly not the worst. So yeah, now we're going to do the Helm Knight battle, and we're going to face it up against the original Helm Knight, purple versus green. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. That is 2 points for purple one. By the way, Yao Kong's QR code right there. My camera will allow me to focus. There we go. There's Yao Kong's QR code. Feel free to scan it and get it in the app. So yeah, 2 points for the purple Helm Knight. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. And that's another 4 points. So, yeah. I do want to do it against Iron Man real quick, since that's kind of like Helm Knight. 3, 2, 1, shoot. We're gonna reshoot that because I didn't like that launch. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. That did make contact. That was 3 points for Iron Man. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. That is 5-0 Iron Man. So, yeah. Oh, pardon my launcher. So, yeah, overall, I think it's a decent pickup. It's not the worst, but it's also not the best. So, in Wave 2. I'd argue that Bite Croc is a better pickup than this one. Gale Wyvern, I need to get it in and see how it does. I don't know how the Gale Wyvern 2-pack is. Again, I've never had that golden Viper tail or yellow Viper tail. Or Tail Viper, so yeah. And then the final pickup for Wave 2 that we'll be reviewing today, guys, is I actually picked this up just today, and so it is the newest, and this kind of prompted the video. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of doing, like, just all the videos separately, I'll just do one big haul video for all 5 bays. But this is the Claw Leon starter. So, Claw Leon, honestly, is a kind of weird one for Hasbro. I don't know how it's going to operate in Hasbro, but for TT, it wasn't that great. However, since the rails are smaller and it can make contact, it might do slightly better. This was the October release for Takara Tomy. Definitely a really cool one. The gimmick was double motion. I think double motion. So basically, since it was on the ball tip, it would have these defensive claws here, right? Or whenever it would go on the attack and tilt, it'd have these like upper blades here. So that was the gimmick on the TT one. As you can see, the Claw Leon. This is the leader of Zuganic, so now we do finally have all 3 of Zuganic members for Hasbro. So that is nice. Point is a very, very solid bit. Very good bit, honestly. To the extent, if my camera's able to focus, do it? Yeah. What, I don't know what I just did. To the extent that I think that it could be the best part on this release. I don't really know. It's kind of that in 560 because the Claw Leon blade is relatively light. 560 is a really solid ratchet. I think, aside from Chain Incendio, this is the only time we've gotten it. So, yeah. And then there's Boom, Claw Leon, if you want to scan it into the app. The issue with Claw Leon originally was that it was super lightweight, so... I've seen Nazuma. If you guys are watching Nazuma Blader, he's been able to work stuff with Leon, I believe. Claw Leon, so, yeah. However, aesthetically is probably the best looking one, followed probably by Tail Viper. Personally, my favorite member of Team Zuganic is Tail Viper and Toguro. But, yeah, so now we do have all of Zuganic. So in case you haven't gotten it yet, boom, there's Horn Rhinos. Get Horn Rhino in the app. And then, boom, there's Tail Vipers. Get Tail Viper in the app. And they all released across different packs. So Tail Viper was in a 2-pack, Horn Rhino was in a single, and Claw Leon was a starter. Which I believe the only one that was accurate is Claw Leon being a starter and this one being in a single booster. Because this was in a short booster, but Hasbro doesn't do that. So, yeah, this one we are going to do more battles with because this is kind of like the focus of the video. Let's do a test launch because I actually have not seen Point in the stadium yet. So, 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Actually, no, I have. That was on Thanos. My bad. So, again, we go aggressive, or if it's like super flat launched and spins on that ball part, then you see it's defensive. So, we're going to start it off against Horn Rhino. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Boom. 2 points for Claw Leon. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. That was a burst priority X finish. So Claw Leon does win. Now we're going to see Tail Viper. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Ooh. Tail Viper takes the one. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. And that is a home finish because it did not make contact. So 1 point for Tail Viper. So 2-0. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. And that is 2 points for Claw Leon. 2-2. Oof. Also, both of these were October releases for Takara Tomy, so it will be about next month. It will be a year since these were released originally, so that's actually pretty cool. There it goes. 4-2. Win goes to Claw Leon. I do want to see it still battle a few more times before I give my closing thoughts on it. But let's do Sword Drawn because I think they actually battle in the anime. Yeah, they do battle in the anime, so yeah. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Sword Drawn does end up taking it in the anime, but I feel like Claw Leon's gonna have enough stamina now to spin it. That is 1 point for Claw Leon. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Shoot. 2 points. Sword Drawn. Next up. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. And that is Sword Drawn. I believe that's 2-2. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3-2. Sword Drawn takes the lead. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Yep. Sword Drawn takes the victory just because Claw Leon took too much recoil. The final battle I want to see, this is actually good, there's a reason why I'm continuing it, is I want to see Steel Samurai versus Claw Leon. So this was kind of like the Claw Leon before we got Claw Leon. But yeah, high ratchet, both balance types. let's see how this turns out. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. That is 3 points for Claw Leon. Next finish. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. That is 3 points, 3, 3. Steel Samurai. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Oop, I gotta redo that. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. That is Steel Samurai's victory. Also, I think I didn't show Sword Drawn's QR code, but here is Steel Samurai's QR code. Go ahead and scan it in the app if you want it. Oop. There we go. And where's Sword Dran? The blue Sword Dran. You guys can scan in the app and get if you want in the app. Boom. There you go. I think it comes generically like in the app. Like whenever you get the app, you get Sword Dran already on it. So, but in case you want it again, there you go. Overall, let me give my closing thoughts on Claw Leon. So Claw Leon is a very interesting case for Hasbro, at least. Her Takara Tomy, it got outclassed relatively quickly, and it still is outclassed by like Sword Phoenix and stuff like that. Currently, I think the 2 bottom parts already make it worth it. Claw Leon aesthetically is a really nice looking blade. However, its performance and its blade is kind of meh. It seems to be doing better in this like more narrow stadium that way it can go around and hit more consistently versus the Takara Tomy one where it'll go around and then miss and then take a while to get back around and waste the stamina. So I do honestly believe as though it performs better in the Hasbro stadium. I would recommend it just because the parts, in case you don't have Chain Incendio yet, you can get that 560. In case you don't want to shell out for the big Thanos pack, you can get the point bit. So yeah, point is arguably one of the most meta bits out right now. And this paired with Sword Phoenix's string launcher set already makes a really meta combo that I think you can still use in the meta to this day. And that is Sword Phoenix 960 point. Let me just recap. Iron Man and Thanos, it's very niche if you want it. Like, if you're a huge Marvel fan and this is your first time getting Beyblade, that's like the only time I'd recommend it. If you already have X, any Beyblade X releases, like Lance Knight, Claw Leon, Scythe Incendio, Helm Knight, and Arrow Wizard, I wouldn't recommend these, especially with the price point. These are $25 each. Just for retoolings, I personally would skip them. Yelkong is kind of in the middle. I think Yelkong by itself is an extremely good blade, or extremely good bay for the parts. The blade itself is probably the weakest part. Gear Ball is pretty good, and 360 is really good. Like, it's the most meta one. However, Yelkong by itself, we gotta see. I don't think it's as good. And Helm Knight's really good to make combos with. So overall, I'd say this is like middle to slightly, it's like low good. Like, probably the worst 2-pack in the wave, but still. And then Claw Leon, I highly recommend just because that point bit and 560 if you don't have Chain Incendio yet. And also, aesthetically, it's a really nice looking blade. So, yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.